We begin our first lesson on probability. Probability is more than just the chance of something happening. Probability is a numerical value that describes the likelihood of an event occurring during an experiment. Over the next several lessons, you will learn about experimental probability and theoretical probability. You will also see how you can apply the laws of probability in real-life situations. If you are ready, students, let us begin. Students, have you ever had a friend who appeared to be very lucky? Perhaps they always seem to pick the right cards when you are playing a game. Is there someone in your class that has a lot of good luck or bad luck? Often, success or failure can be expressed mathematically as probability. You should recall the term probability from your grade 8 studies. Probability is an estimate of a possibility. It is the likelihood that an event will happen. For example, if you had a 6-sided die, the possible set of outcomes for this die would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This possibility set is called the sample space. The probability that you can roll the die and have the number 2 land face up is 1 possibility out of 6, or simply 1 out of 6. Students, using a 6-sided die as an example, can you think of an impossible event or outcome?
Students, let's get ready. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello, students. There are many answers that you could have given to this question. Remember, the sample space is only the numbers 1 through 6. So, you could have answered 7, -12, 1/2, even an elephant. Any other than a positive real number from the set of 1 through 6 would be an impossible outcome. An impossible event cannot occur as an outcome from an experiment. What about the term experiment? An experiment is any trial where you can obtain an observation, but you cannot predict the outcome in advance. If you collect data from repeated experiments, the result is something called experimental probability. Students, are you ready to conduct your own experiment? Please copy down this table. You are going to be conducting an experiment on the probability of a coin toss. Teacher, please organize the students into small groups of 3 or 4. Students, take turns tossing a coin and record your observations. Toss the coin 5 times, 10 times, and 15 times. Mark how many times it lands showing heads and how many times it lands showing tails. What is the overall probability that the outcome is heads? Please begin the activity.
Students, let's get ready. Up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I hope you enjoyed that activity and that you returned the coin to its rightful owner. What were your results? Each group should have had slightly different results, but your final answer should be the total number of times that heads came up over the number of times you tossed the coin. For example, if heads came up 19 times, its probability is 19 out of 30. As we observed, each group obtained a different result from their experiment. From various experiments, it is possible to obtain different probabilities for the same event. If an experiment is conducted a sufficiently large number of times, however, the relative frequency of an outcome will tend to be close to the theoretical probability of that outcome. Theoretical probability is the likeliness of an event happening based on all the possible outcomes. For example, a coin has a sample space of 2 possible outcomes, heads or tails. The theoretical probability of heads is 1 out of 2. If you were to toss a coin 1,000 times, you might get a result like 540 heads out of the 1,000 tosses. This gives us an experimental probability of 1.08 out of 2. The theoretical and the experimental probabilities are very close. Students, as you have seen, we can express probability as a ratio. If an experiment has n equally likely outcomes, and if m of these represent a particular event, then the probability of this event occurring is expressed as m over n. Let us say that in a group of 10 students, there are 4 girls and 6 boys. If you were to choose a student from the group at random, what is the probability that you would choose a boy? Please express your answer in fraction and decimal form.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Thumbs up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello, students. I am sure you found that very easy. The probability of choosing a boy is 6 over 10, or 0.6. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on probability, students. Today, you learned terms related to probability, such as experiment, event, sample space, and experimental probability. You also learned that an experiment must be conducted many times in order to demonstrate probability. In our next lesson, you will learn more about theoretical probability, and you will learn how to draw tree diagrams. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.